All right, so we're in Puerto de Tierra. This is actually 260 Avenida Constitucion. So this is the road that runs, if you're in Old San Juan, leads out of Old San Juan, heads in that direction east. Across the street is this big church complex. I don't know the name of the church. There's another one down the street you can see there. We're on the south side of the avenue. There's three structures here together. There's 258, which apparently was sold a while ago. Nothing in it really. There might have been something on the first floor. Nothing on the second or third. 260 is a subject building. You can see there's a laboratory and a locksmith there, and then 262 is the other side, which is really just a shell at this point. 2 stories, nothing inside. Again, this is 260. We're going to take a little tour inside. It's 3 stories. There's 13 water meters, 13 electric meters. The top 2 floors have 4 apartments each, and then downstairs broken out with 3. You have the, I believe it's the locksmith, the laboratory, and then maybe one in the back left. So here out in the street, you see the 13 water meters. So everybody's got their own water bill. When you go in the lobby, you'll see that there's 13 electric meters, Luma. So they're all, basically everybody has their own electric bill, which is fantastic. So this is the front left side when you're facing the building, or the east side. There's a locksmith in there right now. Really cramped space, low drop ceiling. I don't know how high it goes actually, but you can see there's a drop ceiling in place. And this goes throughout the front to the back. So it's broken up into like 3 or 4 little rooms down here. This tiled floor. Most of this building has continuous same tiled floor. I think in this one, the back bathroom might have a little different tile, but again, it's all drop ceilings. These guys seem to be dry in there. No filtration from the roof. They got their little mini split air conditioner there. Really making use of this tight space. I think there's even notice there's a bed in the back room here. I don't know whether it's for naps or if someone's actually sleeping there at night. So these guys, they're going in and out all day. While I was there, they were, doing trips for work or whatever. So they're staying busy, well stocked. So hopefully it means they're doing good business. This little room back here is a bathroom. Just a half bath, no shower or anything. So it's very rudimentary. Remember, this whole building is built in 1923. It's all concrete. So a lot of this stuff is very simple to work with. You can see the modern plumbing there, all accessible. Shows you the height of the ceilings here. A little window out into the courtyard. You see the tile on the floor is just a little different. And on this left side here is just a closet. It's all very basic. And again, no signs of water filtration, which is kind of what we're always looking for here. You're also looking for like rebar bursting out, stuff like that. And that's not evident here. So on the other side, we have the laboratory. This is the first floor on the west side. You'll notice in here finishes are much better. Obviously, this looks more like professional setting. It's a health clinic, so obviously I need to have proper hygiene in this area. And it's much, much cleaner. This out front here, the first couple of rooms seem like a regular doctor's office. Again, with the drop ceiling, some more modern doors and windows and stuff like that in here. Mini split air conditioner. Very professional setting. Looks very clean. And this setup here, so this is, I'm trying to think what they were telling me while we were there. There's a front half of this the front half of this office is kind of treated as one apartment, and there's a back half. And the back half, I think, is part of the laboratory, and then there's also like a lawyer's office in the very back. So this front area is more for patients. You've got a bathroom here. It's all very clean, all very professional. Looks like IKEA cabinetry there. So they've obviously have taken care of this space. It's funny because the outside does not look this nice. It's almost like they need to spruce up the outside a little bit, but maybe that's the landlord's ownership and decision making. So there's a mini split out here in the front. Then we head down a hallway here, and back here is like, a little kitchenette area, probably staff bathroom, storage, stuff like that. Not as nice at the front, but this is more just for staff and office space. So in here, I think, if I remember correctly, there's a bathroom in here. Yeah, there's a bathroom. Doesn't seem like they're using it. There's a bathroom there. And you can see the drop ceiling, just like the locksmith. And this threshold right here, as we cross here, I think this is where the other apartment kind of begins. So these can be separated, but I think right now the laboratory is using both spaces. This is kind of their makeshift kitchenette in here. So if this could be a whole separate apartment in the back. And I noticed too, they had a little 25-gallon gas tank there on a grill stove. I do not think that is to code or safety issues, but anyway, let it go. Back here, same thing, drop ceilings. This would kind of be this could be an apartment. You see this door right here, metal door. This goes out to the courtyard, which we haven't seen yet, but there's a courtyard out there. So that could be a whole separate entrance coming in here. And this could be a whole separate apartment. Already seen the bathroom, already seen the kitchen. This area here would kind of be a living room, and then perhaps back here, which is now I believe a lawyer's office, this could be the bedroom back here. So you've got some closets. Walk through that. The lights weren't working back here when I tried them. So this could be a closet area, and then a small bedroom in the back. All the same setup, drop ceilings, etc. So here we are. So that's the laboratory. All right, so now we're back to the first floor. Well, here we are in the middle entrance. This is between the laboratory and the locksmith. You saw there were 13 electric meters there right off the entrance here. From here, there's the stairs that go up to the upper levels. Those are the only stairs that go upstairs, by the way. There's no other emergency back stairwell. Just realized that. This here, as we head to the courtyard, this is the kind of the lobby area with the mailboxes. And then we come back to the back courtyard, and this is where you see the building is actually U-shaped. And that's the courtyard area there. Steps down, all concreted in, and it opens up to the sky. I bet it'd be very creative to actually put a roof over that top, like a clear. They have the corrugated metal, but perhaps do it the plastic. That's clear plastic that would keep this area dry and sunny. I think it might be worth. It'd be a little feature I'd probably try out. So you can see there's 3 stories. We're on the first floor, looking at the courtyard here. The side we're looking at right there, that was the locksmith. The back from here back to the front left. And then upstairs you have 4 apartments, I believe, on each level. So the stairs go up to each level, and then, to get to the apartments, you come in from those outdoor balconies. So back to the front door, head up the stairs. Something interesting with the stairs, it's everything here is concrete, tiled. This is kind of like a midway point between first floor and second floor, and the stairs split. So the stairs that then go to the front apartments, and stairs that go to the back courtyard area. It's kind of a neat architecture feature. You see all the concrete walls. I think it's a lot of stucco here. Some of this was coming off, and it could be probably peeled off and chipped off, replastered and painted. Probably look nice. But you can see here from the second floor, balcony, it goes all around it to get to the apartments. There's one apartment. So that's the apartment back west. This side is the back or rear east side. And we'll go take a walk through the rear east side apartment. The gentleman who's here is kind enough to let us in. This guy in the blue shirt, he's the kind of the property manager. So here we are, second floor apartment. This is the rear east corner. And you can see that the ceilings are high, about 15-foot ceilings, which is amazing. A lot of great space. They are tiny apartments, but with that height, it opens it up, makes it airy, makes it seem much bigger. So we enter in here. This is kind of the living room, I guess living room, dining room area. All concrete walls, concrete ceiling, concrete floor, some tile on the floor. Here we head towards back to the bedroom, and it's got like this little middle room that acts as a closet, like a little walk-through closet. And then back here, small bedroom. Those are the windows to the south and to the west. And I think he's got maybe a queen-size bed in there. It's kind of tight. Again, these ceilings, the height of the ceilings goes throughout. So the second and third floor have the 15-foot ceilings. Not exactly sure about the first floor, but really nice high ceilings here. So that's the door we came in on the left. This is the living room, little dining table there. First room here is going to be the kitchen. Actually, the little electrical box there on the wall to the left. So they're not in great shape, but it's also very simple. You've got a fridge. I've noticed there's no stove. And the bathroom's very basic. Shower, some tile, sink, toilet. Again, there's some exposed plumbing to the apartment upstairs. I think as a landlord, that's great for you, but I imagine these guys, if something breaks, they're not too happy. But as a landlord, it's very easy and accessible, which is kind of nice. I did try the water here. I noticed here, at least in the bathroom, the water was not very strong. Here you don't know which one's cold or hot side. Sometimes they flip them back and forth, but both sides were not very strong. So I tried it in the kitchen, and it seemed to be a little bit stronger in the kitchen, but that's something that I think that needs to be tested. When it gets inspected, obviously electrical and plumbing should be checked out. So here we are back in the middle hallway, the stairwell, and we're going to go and head up to the roof. So this is passing all the other apartments on the way. Everybody seems to have security doors on the outside. That's very common for city living, San Juan living, condo style living. What's nice about that as a tenant is you can leave that metal door closed, open your wood door, and you get a little better cross ventilation. So that's one nice feature. And then obviously the other is that it's a security issue. If you want to leave, you don't have to worry about someone kicking in your wood door. So something you could leave, something you could change out for a stronger door, but I think in Puerto Rico that's pretty common and something you could keep. See, like this guy here had his dog's door was open. So this is going from the third floor up to the roof. This is a wood staircase, I noticed. I would imagine safety-wise, fire department inspection-wise, perhaps they're going to want that to be a metal staircase, but for the time being, it's a wood staircase that goes to the roof. It's a metal door up there. It was a thumb lock. There was no deadbolt on it or anything like that. So here we are on the roof. This is looking right now. So let's start here. This is the neighboring house, 258, that building, the one that was sold a number of years ago by the brother or by father or something like that. It's a twin sister of this building, of the 260, and as you see, U-shaped courtyard, but this one has no one in it. It's abandoned. You can see all the doors below open. There's no one living on that second or third floor. I can't remember exactly if there's businesses on the first floor, but as of right now, there's nothing down there. And from that building, it does have access to yours, so just keep that in mind. One nice thing about this, might be a nice thing about the property right now, is this whole roof has been sealed. See, this all the metal ceiling on the roof. It's called Danosa. That's the company in Puerto Rico that does it. They did this 2 years ago. Danosa, I think, gives a 10-year warranty on their work. So you're at least 8 years away from having to do anything to the roof. There's a little Methodist church right next door. They own that building and then I think empty lot to the south. Here we are looking east. You can see there's a gas station there, a couple of high rises there, very expensive high rises. And as we look to the north here is a church complex across the street. Lots of space. They have the whole block. You have the church in the middle, and then they have some living space for clergy, I imagine, there. So one thing I noticed on the roof, there is a power line going across the roof. I had to be very careful walking up here. Someone at Luma was downstairs. We asked them about it. It's a temporary line because all the buildings on the street get their electricity underground. That's where the power lines come in, are underground. That's looking west towards the Capitol building. Really have nice views up here. So the power line basically is a temporary line that someone needs to call Luma and have them come and basically take it out. It's not active. It's not, well, I don't know if it's live or not, but it's not actually something that's meant to service the building next door. So this is heading south. From here, we're going to see the Isla Grande Airport. This green building here, there's some nice murals. Actually, look at the mural off on the right. This whole area is getting gentrified, restaurants, bars, stuff like that. That green building roof here is owned by the Napoli, who has the corner store, which is a restaurant supply company. So I'm guessing they use that as a warehouse. There's the empty lot down below that's owned by the church. Across the street there, the pink buildings, those are part of the area that are getting gentrified. And those structures that we see, those white buildings off to the right, those were public housing. All right, so this was the next day I was able to get in. This is a third floor apartment in the front on the west side. I don't know if this guy's living here or not, but basically it's gives us an idea of the layout. So there's some old San Juan doors here lead out onto the balcony. This is on the Constitution Ave. So see a nice little balcony, views down to the Capitol building. Enough for someone to leave the door open, have a breeze come through. It's actually, I like having that view actually. It's somewhat enticing. There's much, much worse views in San Juan than having a church right near front steps. So that was the front door on the left. We come in. This is currently a 2-bedroom apartment. Again, high ceilings, 15-foot ceilings, just like we saw on the second floor. They've actually added on a bedroom here. So of the two, this one was added on. This is the one that was added on. This was actually part of the living room, and they enclosed it. So it was a bigger space. This whole wall right here, tapped on, that's wood. So that can be demolished, can be kept. So that was one bedroom that was added on. This is the actual bedroom that came with the original unit. It's got a window that goes out, looks over the back courtyard. A window that's seen better days. This wall's concrete, and here's their kitchen. Electrical box. Seems like every unit has an electrical box, which is also nice, all standard. I wonder actually if each unit has its own its own master water valve. That would be even better. But you can see the bathroom. You got a shower, sink, toilet. Seen some better days, some chipping tiles, stuff like that. This is a toilet. But nothing that would be hard to work with. These aren't huge spaces, and it's not high valued condo living. So go to IKEA or Home Depot, and I'm sure these can be all flipped out nicely when the time comes. See the tile. Back to the front door. It's all nice. It's a nice setup. So that's it.